Today, what we want to do is talk more about the kinds of things that we're doing in order to see us through what could potentially be a tumultuous winter or simply dealing with breaks as they arise. We've established 12-hour crews to address breaks as they happen, and we'll even be doing that overnight. We've also hired additional dispatch staff. We've hired additional maintenance workers, and we're streamlining our communications, starting with routing all calls and reported issues through 311 so that we can better track these locations. In addition, protocols are in place to ensure crews adhere to a checklist that includes turning on or off all necessary valves and searching for leaks elsewhere along the line rather than simply repairing that leak or line that we know is having issues. We have prioritization measures in place to address critical infrastructure and any breaks impacting critical facilities. That includes water tanks, water plant, hospitals, senior homes, dialysis centers, daycares, schools, nurseries, etc. And we'll do this first with small leaks caught up when crews are available. We're getting small leaks caught up when crews are available. The public will likely see hydrants opened to relieve pressure off the line or to flush before placing back into service. However, what we're asking the public to do is to contact the water department if they see running hydrants for several days so that crews can immediately shut them off. If there's an after hours issue, we want to make sure that people have an opportunity to report that. So we're asking that you call 601-960-1875, 601-960-1875. As we continue to respond to the symptoms of an aging infrastructure, we're also moving forward with the infrastructure master plan that's being funded by the 1% sales tax. For instance, the following water line replacement projects are in progress. We've already talked a lot about the Eastover Drive project, which should wrap up in a few weeks. The Lawrence Road project is in the design phase, and residents have been notified of what they can expect when the work begins. And the Woodell Drive project is currently in the design phase. Woodell Drive rather is a special case because they're not necessarily experiencing water leaks, but because they do have those 2-inch water lines, they could at times experience issues where pressure is low. Also, those are areas where they don't have an opportunity to be connected to fire hydrants in a large portion of that street. So we're working to replace those. So as these projects are completed and more come online, the public will see fewer water main breaks. The infrastructure master plan, however, we want people to understand it is a multi-year project. This time we will yield to any questions that you may have concerning this. I'm available, as well as Interim Public Works Director, Mr. Jerry Smash. Ms. Smash, anything you want to add? All right. Any questions?
How difficult has it been keeping up with the breaks? Are you falling behind, able to maintain a good level of replace and repair?
So, I mean, at this point, the breaks are pretty significant. We have a high number of breaks, and what we're doing is we're prioritizing by just keeping service going for as many people as we can. Our priority is to make sure that the customers of the city's water system always have water. And so that's really what we're looking at right now. There are probably, at this point in time, 30 major breaks that are occurring right now, and that is a small number in comparison to the total number of breaks that are out there. But that's how we're addressing that, just to make sure that we maintain water service.
Is there, I guess, a particular degree of weather, X degree that we might see more ruptures go on throughout the city?
So basically, when you see that, it's actually expansion and contraction, just kind of like what the mayor mentioned with his home offline a little bit ago. As the weather changes, you will see some shifts in the ground, And that's really what you're looking at. So it's not so much that it gets really, really cold and all of a sudden pipes break. It's that you have that gradient in temperature that's really affecting it.
Okay, so you mentioned you hired a couple more people, you got crews working around the clock. Is this an expenditure that was built into the budget, or you had to pull out?
Yeah, there hasn't been any extra expense on it. I mean, we're doing our best just to kind of maintain staff, as this is difficult and very challenging work at the ground level. And so we do kind of work through turnover issues to try to make sure that we stay staffed adequately. What we're doing is trying to work with what we have, and that's why we work with the 12-hour shift and then the on-call crews to make sure that we maximize the equipment we have available as well as the personnel.
Okay, is that it? All right, thank you guys for
All right,
coming out.
thank y'all.